Slice of Sci-Fi.
Hey, this is Summer Brooks of Slice of Sci-Fi, and I want to revisit the Warner Brothers DVD rot issue, the first major clear reporting on this happened about a year ago. The best articles I found on them were at Ars Technica and Joe Blow. From there, you can actually find one YouTuber who's created a shared Google Doc, the list that he has compiled of the problematic DVDs that Warner Brothers manufactured between, let's see, I thought it was between 2007 and 2009, but there was some additional information that came out implying that, or actually stating that, it might have been 2006 through 2009. So since it's been a year and some of the kerfuffle has diminished and a lot of the information on which DVDs are part of the problem has settled a little bit, I decided to go through my library and see what discs I might need to evaluate and replace. Now, I would like someone who's actually gone through the WB DVD replacement procedure, because the problem is I don't know if there are replacements for all of these. Some people have reported that they did not get back the disc that they sent in for replacement. So I would like an update for anybody who has done the replacement thing recently. And I also want to talk about some of the items I found in my library that are problematic and were not on the master list that came out last year. So first, let's get to the good stuff, the details on the discs that have problems. Interestingly enough, the description of the codes on how you tell if your disc was manufactured in the, I guess, the plant that had quality control issues, there's more than 2 master codes. There is the mold code, which is accurate, and the master code, which is accurate. But if you look at that inner ring, there are 2 different master codes. And it's usually 2 of the 3 that have been listed. And I have an example of that, which I will show later. But first, let's go through what is on the list and definitely in my collection. Everybody knows I'm a huge Babylon 5 fan. And yeah, Babylon 5, the season sets are on that list. Just to confirm, if you have the original 5 season sets that came out 98, 99, you're safe. Those DVDs are fine. What are not fine are the DVDs that came out, the reissued in the slim packaging that came out in, I guess, 2006, 2007. Yeah, I made the mistake of buying those repackaged sets and giving my original set to a friend. Yeah, there is that. I thought my player was going bad because season 1, disc 1 of that new set was bad from the minute I opened that set. And I had no idea. The minute I opened season 1, started to play disc 1, I could not play the first episode. It skipped and stuttered. So Midnight on the Firing Line is entirely unwatchable on that disc. And I thought I had a player that was going bad. I had no idea this Warner Brothers pressing issue was a problem. So the fact that that disc was bad from the minute I bought it new off the shelves of the store, which I believe at the time was a Fry's Electronics in Chandler, Arizona. There was something really wrong, and I never knew it. So I just had those discs as the years went by. Season 4, disc 2, and disc 3 started having issues. And again, at the time, I thought it was my old DVD player with the problem. And then I realized it wasn't the player. So I eventually went on eBay and bought the old set. So I got a deal on the original 5 seasons on the original larger packaging, and those discs have been fine. What you can do, people are still selling those sets on eBay if you're looking for a replacement set. They are seemingly going up in price, but they are out there. They are plentiful out there. The reason you might want to get the original DVD packaging, 2 reasons. They have the booklets. Each season comes with its own booklet, as you can see here. But more importantly, both sets have the original bonus materials, the commentary tracks on certain episodes, the behind-the-scenes features, the blooper reels, the gag reels for each season. Those are on both of these sets. What those special features are not on is the new, relatively new, Blu-ray complete series that came out. Now, the upside is that Blu-ray contains the remastered episodes, the ones that were upscaled, remastered for when they premiered on HBO Max and on Amazon. So those will have the better picture quality, but there are no extras whatsoever. All of the episode commentaries, all of the bonus features, they've been stripped. So you have to decide for yourself whether just having the episodes in the remastered format is enough for you, or do you want all the bonus features, the commentary tracks with a lot of the cast members and JMS himself? That is up to you. That is your personal preference on what you want for the for your Babylon 5 section in your home video library. Now, the other interesting thing is that master list also listed Crusade. The DVD set for Crusade came out in 2004. Now, I'm curious, has anyone else seen a problem with this DVD rot problem from Warner Brothers going that far back as 2004? Because I'm curious, I'm concerned. My Crusade set has never had a problem, has never shown a problem. And yes, I probably watch it more because Crusade has never been on any of the streaming services like Babylon 5 was. When Babylon 5 was on Tubi and when it was free on Amazon Prime, I did a lot of binging on the streaming services. Crusade, never been there for free. Let me clarify that. It's never been for free on any of the streaming services that I have ever found. I think it was on Hulu for a hot minute 20 years ago. Maybe. Anyway. Crusade is on that master list, but I don't think it should be. Like I said, because of the year. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody let me know. If you've had a problem with Crusade, let me know. I really do want to know. Now, what is not on the list that should be is Babylon 5, The Lost Tales. That movie came out in 2007. It's right in the middle of the hot zone there. I have not had a problem with my copy of The Lost Tales, but because of the year it was manufactured, I honestly think it should be on the master list. The movies probably shouldn't be on the list because those also came out pre-2005, but I am curious what other people who own Crusade and The Lost Tales have in their collections, if those are problematic for them or not. Well, moving on to some of the other items that I have in my collection that were problematic. And this is where I found the double master code issue. Blade Runner. The very, very first Blade Runner collection that came out, the 4-disc collection, the special edition that came out on DVD, that I can confirm is going bad. Before I knew about this problem, I knew my Blade Runner disc was going bad because it had problems playing disc 1 and disc 2. But a while back, Warner Brothers reissued that set as a 5-disc Blu-ray set. And so I bought it. I just, stashed my Blu-ray, stashed my DVD, and kept the Blu-ray. Now, if you want to look, like I said, the one article that broke down how you identify whether or not you have a disc that was manufactured during that quality control problem era, there's 2 master codes. And I'm going to see if I can try to show you the picture here. The mold code is on the very inside of the plastic ring on the front of the label. You have to hold it, the angle, you have to hold the angle in the light very, very accurately in order to see that code. But if you flip it on the back where you can see the inner laminated ring, not the plastic ring, that the hologram numbers, the master codes are in those hologram numbers. Now, if you hold the disc at one angle, you'll see in the light one of the master codes. You'll read it from left to right, just like normal. And it's the IFPI L907 or L906. But if you tilt the disc so you can see the other side, like literally exactly the opposite side of that disc, you'll see another code, the IFPI number, but it's reversed. And it's usually a different number. So like on the back, it'll read L906, and the number that's in reverse, because it's the number on the front, it'll say L907 or L908. That, I'm guessing you can't see it from the front because the labels cover that area, but you can definitely see it from the back. And I've highlighted in this image here where you can see all three codes. And having all three codes, again, confirms you have a bad disc, and it's probably 90% either already going bad or will go bad in the next few years, which is kind of sad. Now, another set that I was told was on the list were the anniversary collection of Spawn, the animated series, and the Wild Bunch. Fortunately for me, the copies that I have are not those particular problematic ones. I do have a signature edition of the Spawn animated collection, all the seasons, but it is not the 10th anniversary set that has the bad pressing, the disc rot problem. So if you have a copy of Spawn the animated series that has a disc rot problem, go look for the 2013 release. That one's fine. At least my copy of it is. My copy of the Wild Bunch is they call it the original director's cut. I believe this is the version that was originally released theatrically. I don't know the history of it, and I probably should. But this is in the slim pack, the clip, the flip open pack from 97. No disc rot problem whatsoever there. Now, I already talked about The Lost Tales, Babylon 5 The Lost Tales, as a disc that is problematic but is not on the list. I have two more sets that fall into that window that are not on the list that probably should be. The first one is V for Vendetta, the limited edition 2-disc lenticular cover. It had the lenticular cover and the mini version of the comic, the graphic novel. And I did not realize that had a problem, because I didn't realize it fell in that window. And it's not on the master list that was compiled last year. Twice I had a problem with disc 1. And there was a playback issue, but I was still able to watch the movie. What I did not realize is I got a newer player, and I had not had a problem with that release, with that disc in the new player. But I'm guessing it's only going to be a matter of time. Now, I have looked, and it appears that the recently released 4K collection, the 4K edition of V for Vendetta, contains the movie and all of the bonus features, the legacy bonus features, and some new bonus features. So I may check that out eventually, but for now, my copy of V for Vendetta could be problematic, but it is not a high priority for me to replace it. And the final set that I found in my collection that is problematic and has been problematic, I think, since about a year after I got it. The TV series Moonlight, starring Alex O'Loughlin. The TV series ran from 2007 to 2008, and it got killed before its planned season 2 because of the then writer's strike, but the DVD set came out in 2009. And apparently this DVD set falls at the tail end of that manufacturing issue, production issue. The information that I have since looked up, there appears to have been a later pressing of this series, the set in 2011. If somebody out there can confirm that for me, I'd really like to know, because I want to know if I have an option to replace this, because I'm going to say within a year of me buying this, and I bought it right when it came out because I absolutely loved this series. So as soon as the DVD set was available, I bought it. Within about a year, I had a problem with the beginning of disc 1. The previews and the first, I'm going to say 10 minutes of episode 1 are problematic. And they have been since, I'm going to say, a year after I bought it, a year-ish after I bought it when it first came out. And I had no idea that the WB disc rot problem was the culprit in there, but that is the problem I have. And I would like to get a new copy of it if there is a newer 2011 pressing that does not have the disc rot problem. However, I have run into another disc set issue with another Warner Brothers / HBO show. HBO Home Video recently sent me a copy of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, on 4K. The review for it is on the website, sliceofscifi.com. What is interesting in this set, this set is different from what they did with Dune Prophecy Season 1. This set has bonus features that are not, if you go to HBO Max to look at the bonus features, most of the inside the episode, like each episode has its own inside the episode featurette. Those are all on HBO Max and on this disc set. What is not on HBO Max is a special featurette, which is on disc 1, called Building A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And this is a brand new 4K, and it has problems. And that's a concern to me. On disc 2, you have a perfectly normal looking menu. You've got the background image, you've got the menus that you traverse, and there's no problems. However, disc 1, the background image is gone. It's just a black screen with the regular play all episodes, audio, subtitles menu at the bottom. And you can travel to each section to look at the different special features sections. The special featurette, Building a Night of the Seven Kingdoms, fails to play. The picture will get stuck. the audio will sometimes keep traveling and then get stuck. You can step through each chapter in that special and it will start playing and then get stuck again. Now that special is not available on HBO Max. So if you have a bad disc, you're screwed. You cannot watch that special. All of the other featurettes are on HBO Max. This one is not. I sent an email to the representatives who sent me the copy of this to do a review of. I have not heard back yet. But yeah, if you have a copy of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms Season 1 4K and you don't have this problem, let me know. I am very, very, very curious and a little annoyed. But yeah, so that's me going through my my current home video library looking for problematic Warner Brothers discs. If you have found favorites of your own that fall into this problematic playback disc rot death spiral, we'll call it, shoot me an email, summer@sliceofscifi.com, or leave me a comment here or on the website. Let me know what you've come across that are now going to be fresh holes in your home video library because of the disc rot problem. Thanks for checking out Slice of Sci-Fi. Take care. Hey, this is Summer, and I'd like to remind everybody about the Star Trek book I co-edited, Women Take the Con, an unauthorized Star Trek essay collection by women writers about the women of Star Trek, the original series. And I'm really proud of this. Hope you guys go check it out. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. The link is right here. My co-editor, Rich Handley, was instrumental in pulling all of the elements for this book together. And we are really proud of this book. So, if you are a fan of Star Trek, the original series, support us. Check it out. I thank you. Rich thanks you. Star Trek fans, thank you.